Hi! On the Woodpecker today, we had some visitors from Switzerland. And as a parting gift, I made some maple leaves out of maple. At the beginning of October, our friends from Switzerland came to visit. Nicolas and Raquel spent a week with us. Maybe you know Nicolas, because he has a small YouTube channel in Switzerland.
Salut les bracaillants, bienvenue dans mon atelier. Aujourd'hui, une petite réalisation remplie de bonne humeur.
First thing he does after opening his suitcase is give me this nice Swiss Army knife. So I wanted to give both of them something to remember us. What could be better than some maple leaves, like on our flag? Finding a maple tree around here is very easy. They're everywhere. Yes, everywhere. I begin with the less involved leaf, the one I cut on the scroll saw. Okay, this is not as useful as the knife Nicolas gave me. Thanks, Nicolas. When it's done, I just need to remove the paper with mineral spirits and a chisel. The second leaf is cut with a laser on another piece of maple. More and more people own a laser cutter these days. The cut is done in just a couple of minutes. When it's done, I end up with a maple leaf just like on our flag. This one doesn't have paper to remove, but instead I have to remove the soot from the edge. But if you've been following me for a while now, you know that I love three-dimensional carvings. Those leaves are far from being three-dimensional. Now it's time to pick up some real leaves. Here's what I've picked up in the park. I'm going to use them for my three-dimensional creation. The first thing I do is clean up the picture with a photo editing software. I go around all the leaves and remove the shadows. When it's done, I still have one thing to do. Improve the picture contrast by using a curve filter. Then I save this. All the rest of the operations are done in Aspire. And it's quite easy. After importing the picture I've just cleaned, I use the Trace Bitmap option. Just with one click, I have the outline of the leaf. Using this outline, I can create a shape from it. If I use the flat profile, I have a leaf, but it's not really exciting. So I'm going to use the curved profile instead. It's better, but still not realistic. I'm going to add even more relief by using the leaf itself. For this, I have to modify the picture. I begin by inverting the picture and making it black and white. Then I play a bit with the contrast, the luminosity, and the gamma to obtain more difference between the white and the black. Then I can use this new picture to create a component from a picture. All the white of the leaf is higher than the black. This is the result. Not bad. We can see all the veins of the leaf. If I change the height of the component, I even have more veins. If I reactivate the dome shape of the leaf, I have this. I like it. But I think there are too many details, so I'm going to smooth it a bit. Here it is, my first leaf. I just need to export it in Clipart 3D. Then I do all this again for the two other leaves. When I have the 3 exported leaves, it's possible to make the final composition. I begin by importing them in a new workspace and placing them so the stem of the top one is not too far away from the edge. This is the final result. Obviously, I have to change the combine mode to combine on all the leaves. But even after that, it's not right because all the leaves are at the same height. I need to move the top one higher. But I have one small problem. The leaf is over the other one, but not the stem. To fix this, I'm going to tilt the leaf. But now, it's too high. I have to lower it. I play with its height until I'm satisfied with it. Now, the stem is way too high. But this is not a big problem. I'm going to fade it. I select where to begin and finish the fade. Then I change the amount of fading up until I'm satisfied. Next, I can create the toolpaths. Export this and go inside the shop. Since I don't have a lot of wood to remove, I begin and end with a single 0.5 millimeter conic bit. The first thing the CNC does is to cut 85% of the outline of the leaves. Then the three-dimensional carving starts. When it's done, the rest of the outline is cut. Since I had enough space to cut another one right next to it, I use this opportunity. As you can see, my dust shoe does a pretty decent job, but it's impossible to see what it does. After about 2 hours and a half, I have 2 carvings done. I just need to remove the fuzz on them. I begin with a brass brush, followed by a pointy tool, the brush again, and a knife. Then the brush again. Now I want to burn something on the back. I begin by cutting the shape of the back of the carving on a sheet of paper. I use this cutout to position the center of the laser. After removing the cutout, it's possible to burn them. Here they are. My gifts are done. Now comes the most difficult part, figuring out in which suitcase they will be brought to Switzerland. I must admit that I really love the three-dimensional versions. The leaves look more realistic than on our flag. But it's also true that I've used real leaves to make them. This way, I was able to add some realistic veining on them. This was how I made the souvenir gifts for our guests. Nicolas and Raquel loved them. I hope you also do. And don't forget to come back for another episode of The Woodpecker.